You know that scripture that says, if you make your bed in hell, there am I, as God saying that no matter where you at, he gonna show up there. God had been dealing with me about listening to comedians who cuss. There is a comedian who comes on this platform, on this TikTok, that he is just irresistible to me. For some reason, I am so drawn to him. He is lip syncing other people's stand-up comedy, but the way that he lip sync it, you would believe that it is him. He wears this cowboy hat, and his facial expressions and the body language of when he's telling somebody else's jokes through lip syncing, but it seems like he gets the best part of the stand up, and he comes on here and I just fall out. It's like I'm just hee-heeing and ha-haing, and I think that the reason why I was attracted to it is because I used to be a cusser, and because I can't cuss, I want to listen to somebody else who cuss, and with the hee-heeing and the ha-haing, God didn't find that funny. So God told me to stop listening to things that are contaminating my spirit and the vulgar language that is coming out of his and other comedians' mouths. And what do? I keep right on listening. So God told me this like last week, but during the time when he said this to me, a couple of days passed, and I don't know whether I was asleep or I was having I was in between sleep or what, but God was speaking to me, and in the middle of him speaking to me in our conversation, all this cussing just showed up in the middle of conversation. And of course I felt uncomfortable, like, God, what the world is this? Like, what is going on? And he said to me, now, he said, you see how you feel with all of this showing up while I'm speaking to you? This is in your spirit. And this is how I feel when you were talking to me, because you won't protect your ear gates. I told you to stop listening to all that vulgarity that is coming out of that gentleman's mouth, and you continue to listen. And God is a holy God. And I felt kind of shame, even though I know that God didn't do it to shame me, because God never puts guilt or shame on any of us. But knowing how holy God is, and for it to seem like this foul language to come over a loudspeaker, it seemed like, right in the middle of our conversation, I knew that the disobedience of what I brought into the conversation, what was in my spirit, God allowed me to hear it in conversation with him. Now, why am I sharing this? I'm not going to impose what God told me onto you, because it's personal. It's what God tells you not to do. But when God tells you not to do a thing, or he tells you to stop doing a thing, you better listen, because when God really wants your attention and he's really trying to get a point across to you, God will show up right in the midst of conversation with you and him, and put vision before your eyes, or put the speaker on loudspeaker and show you exactly that he will show up right in the middle of that situation in order to get you out of that situation. And it really brought me out of it, because now when I see that joker coming on TikTok, even before I hear anything that's coming out of his mouth, I scroll by really quick to make sure I'm not even tempted or enticed. So I share with you whatever God is telling you to do, whatever God is saying to you, it's between you and God. But don't make God show up in the middle of whatever it is that he's telling you to deal with, because it don't feel good knowing how holy he is and having to hear something like this. I pray that this blesses you, and be encouraged. And if you want to share in the comments any way that God showed up and something that you had to stop because you didn't protect your ear gates, your eye gates, or your mouth, feel free to leave it in the comments. Don't forget to like this video. Have a blessed and prosperous day.